What would you do if your partner unilaterally decided to detonate your family's financial stability, all while knowing it could put your very life at risk? In today's story, a man named Liam faces an ultimate betrayal, and his response is a masterclass in holding your ground when everything is on the line. This whole ordeal has taken a devastating toll on me, both physically and mentally. This week has been one of the toughest of my life, and while I've received overwhelming support, it's been a struggle to process everything. Before I continue, there are a few crucial details you need to know. I suffer from a genetic heart condition that puts me at high risk for a stress-induced cardiac arrest. About a decade ago, I had a silent heart attack, which forced me to cut back on my work hours significantly. Since then, I've focused intensely on my physical and mental well-being, because honestly, I don't know how much time I have left. My kids are the most important things in my life, and for my own health, it's absolutely essential that I get to spend that time with them. It's why I couldn't just pick up an extra 20% of work. The stress could literally kill me. Outside of my wife, Chloe, and our kids, I have nothing. I despise my job and only continue to do it for them. So when Chloe quit her job to become a tradwife after I repeatedly told her no, it felt like the ultimate slap in the face. I spent a day at my parents' house, just trying to gather my thoughts and calm the storm inside me. Despite the nightmare she'd created, I went back home intending to resolve it, not escalate it. Chloe seemed happy to see me back, but there was no apology in her eyes. The kids, especially my son, were absolutely ecstatic, and seeing their joy made me decide to ignore her lack of remorse, at least for the moment. That night, after tucking the children into bed, I told her we needed to talk. I laid it all out for her. I spoke about how she knew about my heart condition and the immense stress this would put on me, yet she did it anyway. I reminded her of the clear boundaries I had set and how she ignored them, quitting her job without my consent. I told her how telling our son that I was going to abandon the family felt like a knife in my back. I pointed out that through all this chaos and hurt, she hadn't shown an ounce of regret. She had chosen her own happiness at the direct expense of mine and had repaid all my sacrifices by blowing up our life. A third of our family income was just gone, meaning major lifestyle changes were now unavoidable. For a fleeting second, I saw a flicker of sadness in her eyes, but it was instantly replaced by that same look of annoyance. I then told her to lay out her side of the story. Her explanation was infuriating. She claimed she felt ignored because I kept rejecting her proposal. She said she had worked long enough and that it was finally her time to enjoy life as a true wife. Then, she told me I was being a baby about needing to spend extra time with the kids. That sent me over the edge. We got into a heated argument, and I just couldn't bear it anymore. I ended up sleeping in the guest room. For the next few days, nothing changed. Chloe tried to just play it all off, attempting to embrace her new role by constantly trying to have sex with me and making my favorite meals. It felt so transparently manipulative. I wasn't having any of it and kept sleeping in the guest room. This was her just looking for chinks in my armor, and I knew I had to fortify my boundaries. Then came my birthday. Chloe and the kids picked me up after work, and we all had dinner together. For the first time in a week, I felt a genuine smile on my face. That smile vanished later that night when she tried to seduce me again. I rejected her, and to my complete surprise, she had a full-on mental breakdown. This was the moment so many strangers online had warned me about. The seduction didn't work, so she resorted to a pity party of crocodile tears and empty apologies. She started sobbing, apologizing over and over. She claimed she hadn't understood how much she'd hurt me, that she was sorry for making me feel like an afterthought. I just held her as she cried. We ended up sleeping in the same bed that night, and I felt a sliver of hope that things were finally moving in the right direction. So, today, I gently asked her again about searching for a new job. This is where her apology revealed its true colors. At this critical moment, her response wasn't an immediate yes, but a deflection. It revealed that her greatest flaw was a profound self-interest, a trait that threatened to doom our marriage. Instead of getting mad, she just replied, "I need to think about it." Think about it? There's nothing to think about. As far as she's concerned, I folded, and she won. She believes she doesn't have to work anymore and I'll just foot all the bills. But I knew I couldn't do that. I absolutely would not take on more hours at work. If I picked up more hours, she would see that I can manage, and in her mind, it would completely justify her actions. She would never make an effort to find a job then. No, the change would have to come from her. The frivolous spending, getting her nails and hair done, buying extra clothes, that would all have to stop. If she wants to stop contributing financially, she'll have to sacrifice the level of comfort she's grown accustomed to, because the money for it simply isn't there anymore. So that's where things stand. It feels like a tiny bit of progress, but it could easily be another one of her manipulation tactics. I feel like I'm walking on a tightrope over a canyon. This entire saga demonstrates a painful truth: you can build a life with someone, but you can't control their choices, only your reaction to them. When trust is broken so fundamentally, the path forward requires not just forgiveness, but a steadfast commitment to your own well-being and clearly defined boundaries. What do you think Liam should do next? Is Chloe's apology genuine, or is it just another tactic in a longer game of manipulation?